Here, let's have a look at the data. We have an invoice number which is AG0145 that belongs to Oregon office. Amount is $5,000. Due date was 1st of April 2007 and today is 5th of May 2007. It means 34 days are already passed on and we didn't pay the invoice. It's an overdue invoice. So this is basically an invoice data. The question here is total overdue days. It means we need the sum of all the days which are in negative, which are overdue, in column difference. Now here probably we'll start with this equals to and sum formula that I have already discussed in the previous video. So we're going to use SUM and then tab, and here in this case we are going to select the range of all the negative numbers, and then we'll probably close down the bracket and we'll press enter and we'll get the sum which is minus 63. But the problem is right now all the negative numbers are continuously available. But what if these numbers are randomly available? I'll show you an example. Just have a look. Let me copy and paste it down. I'm talking about the data like this. In this I have random negative numbers. You may be probably thinking that we can actually use equals to sum and then we'll select this range, then comma this range, and like that. But if we have maybe 10,000 random negative numbers, then in that case we need a very solid formula, a concrete formula that will try to find out the negative numbers by itself. Now here just think about it. Sum, count, average, these are very dumb formula. In what sense? If we'll just give them a range, they will do the calculation of their own name on the complete range without thinking twice that we want to do the calculation on the complete range or maybe something from that range. So that is why we actually need something that calculates a piece of information out of the complete range. For example, right now I'm asking you to do the sum of all the negative numbers. But what if after a couple of minutes I'm going to ask you to do the sum of all the positive one, and after that maybe something in between? It's very simple, guys. I don't think so that you'll ever face this kind of day in your life that when you'll go to your workstation and you'll get an email from your boss that you have only one thing to do in this day, is that you have a list of 10,000 numbers and you need to do the sum of that. That sounds funny, isn't it? The situation you will not gonna get. You'll always get a situation that okay, we have let's say 10 branches, you need to do the sum of the revenue generated from a couple of branches out of those 10 branches. So talking about the conditions basically. So whenever you work, you always face a condition. That is the most common part in everybody's life. So here we are going to talk about that. We need the sum on the basis of a condition, and the condition over here is all the negative numbers. Now let me undo this and go back to the previous data, this one, and let's do this. We need the sum of all the negative numbers. So we need a formula that will calculate the sum on the basis of a condition. Now whenever a condition comes up in Excel, we always use a formula which is if. Now here, if you want to do the sum on the basis of a condition, we already have a formula which is sum if. If you want to do count on the basis of a condition, we already have a formula which is count if. If you want to do average on a basis of a condition, formula will be average if. But if you want to do VLOOKUP, for example, on the basis of a condition, we do not have VLOOKUP if with us. But yes, we have VLOOKUP as a separate formula, and if is a separate formula that we can club and we'll get the result out of it. So here we go, guys. We need the sum on the basis of a condition. So in place of sum, we are going to use sum if. Here we go, equals to sum if. I'm going to press tab. Now just read out the sentence. This is very much important. Range, criteria, and sum range. Range is bold right now. It means it's an active argument. We are standing on this argument. Criteria is basically the condition, and sum range, which is in square bracket, it's an optional argument as I discussed in the previous video. Now here, range is basically the range in which we have the criteria. Criteria means the condition. Now condition as per the question, which is total overdue days, it means total of all the negative values. Now condition is basically negative. Now where are those negative values? Are in column G. Range will be column G. So I'm going to select the complete this range, because here Excel will going to find out that where are those negative numbers. This is not our job to say that it should be G6 to G10. We'll give it a complete range, and now Excel will determine where are those negative numbers on the basis of the criteria that we are going to give. Now comma criteria means the condition. You know that condition is negative numbers. So now negative number is basically, we cannot write negative as a word in Excel. Listen to me very carefully. We cannot write negative as a word in Excel because Excel is a kind of a text blind program. It doesn't know text. And you cannot actually put a text in a formula. But yes, if you want to put it, we can actually use double quotes to put it, and it will recognize it. Now, clearly negative word will not work. That is why we have to think about from a numbers perspective. That is a kind of a number line. In a number line, if you want to say all the negative numbers, we are going to say less than 0. Now in less than 0, think about it guys. I'm just going to escape it. I'll explain you one thing. Less than 0 part. Less than 0 is basically this. Now in this case 0 is a number, but what about this less than symbol? Less than is a symbol that comes under text. So that is why we have to put it under double quotes. So we are going to write it like equals to SUMIF tab, this range that we have already discussed, comma, criteria will be less than 0, that should be in double quotes, less than 0, double quotes. Now sum range. What is sum range? The range from where we want the ultimate sum. So as per the question, we need the sum of all the days, all the overdue days. So days are again in column G. So sum range will be again column G. I know it sounds confusing that your range is equal to sum range, because somehow it's a coincidence in this question. So whenever your range is equal to your sum range, in that case you can leave sum range because it's an optional argument. What do I mean by that is, if I just close down the bracket here and if I press enter, I'll get the answer which is minus 63. Just have a look, minus 63. And in any case, if I edit the formula, I'll press comma, and if I give it a selection of the sum range, and again if I close down the bracket and if I press enter, I'll get the same answer, because sum range is an optional argument and you can leave if it is equals to your range. Now the question may be probably in your mind that in which case you are going to have these both ranges different. So now the second questions solve that query that you have in your mind. So total overdue amount. Total overdue amount means we need the sum of all the amounts which belongs to negative numbers. Overdue amount. So if I just have a look, the overdue amount will be the sum of these numbers, because these are corresponding to these negative numbers, and that will be 9037.06. Now we are going to use the same formula, which is sum F. So equals to sum F tab. Now range, criteria and sum range. Range will be again where we have the criteria. So first we need to determine the criteria, the condition. Now total overdue amount. It means again the amount which are corresponding to the negative numbers. Now think about it. Again the condition is in column G. And we need the sum of amount, so that is in column D. The common mistakes people do when they do this kind of situation for the first time, they say that range is column D, which is amount, and that is completely wrong. Think about it. The range will be column G because we have the condition in column G, and sum range will be column D. So range will be this one, comma, and that you have noticed that it's a complete range because Excel is going to take up all the negative numbers by default on the basis of the condition, comma, criteria will be, again we are talking about overdue, which is negative. So again it will remain same, which is double quotes, less than 0, double quotes, comma, sum range will be the range from where we want the ultimate sum. So that is this range, the complete range. Now we'll close down the bracket and we'll press enter. See this. The same answer which we were talking about, 9037.06, which is this one. Now let me show you one thing. Let me try to audit this formula. If I change any positive number into negative, let's say minus 20. Okay. So you can see that it will take up $250 in total automatically. If I press enter, here we go. It has taken, and even this answer is also changed and added 20 because it is in negative. So let me undo it and we are good to go. The third one is total amount for Oregon only. It's very simple, guys. This is the very common scenario that you may face in your work, which is if you have, let's say, 10 offices and you come up with a situation in which you want to do the sum of all the expenses belongs to your office only. So this is the kind of situation that we are facing. Or maybe your company is selling 10 products. So the total revenue that you have generated from a particular product. So this is that question. So total amount for Oregon only. It means we need the sum of all the amounts which belongs to Oregon. Here we have majorly 3 offices. It could be 30 also. So don't worry about it. Our formula will give us the result correctly. So formula will remain same, equals to sum if, I'm gonna press tab, and now range criteria sum range. Now try to guess these arguments. Now I hope that you are getting comfortable now. So guess these arguments. You can pause the video right now and you can guess it, and before I can explain you. Now range is basically again the range where we have the criteria, and sum range is the range from where we want the ultimate sum. Now think about it. Criteria, total amount, we need the total of amount. So basically this is going to be our sum range, which is the amount one. This is going to be our sum range for Oregon only. Now we have a list of offices out of which we are targeting only Oregon. So basically Oregon is going to be our criteria and range will be offices and sum range will be column D. So here we go. Let me select the range which is offices, comma, criteria is Oregon. So it's very simple. We're gonna do one thing. We'll just put double quotes and we're gonna write Oregon. Just remember one thing, this word is not case sensitive. You can put it in capital letters, you can put it in small letters, proper, in any way, but you should remember one thing, that spelling should be correct. There should not be any spaces, nothing. And sometime I have seen that people write equal to Oregon like this. I'll show you. Equal to Oregon. Now this equal to symbol is not required. It will give you the result like this also. So I'll press comma now. The argument that you can see is active is sum range. Now sum range we have already discussed, that is the amount one. Now we'll close down the bracket and then we'll press enter, and there we go, 7685.39. So I'll show you how I'm selecting it. I'll just click on it. I'll click on control, then I'll click on the values that I want to select. This is how you can do a non-continuous selection. So you can see now the sum is 7685.39. So we are correct. Now that was one way to do it. I'll show you another way, which is equals to sum if, and that is probably a very better way than that. Sum if range, this one that we have already discussed, comma, now criteria, either we can type in double quotes or Oregon double quotes, or we can actually select a cell that contains the word Oregon, which is C6 or probably this one also, or any of the cell that contains the word Oregon. So that will work for us. Ultimately it will take up the value in cell C12, comma, now sum range like this. But do remember one thing, when you give a cell selection, do not use double quotes, else this C12 will become text, and C12 as such a text is nothing. So that is why do not use double quotes when you are referring to a cell. Now we'll close down the bracket and we'll press enter, and there we go. We are getting the same answer. Now the next question is total for all except Oregon. Now this is very good. Now here we need the sum of all the amounts which belongs to any other office except Oregon. So right now we have only 3 offices. It could be 30 also. Okay. So if you are thinking about, let's say, you can just give it a total over here and subtract only the Oregon one, which is not a good way to do it. Okay. So we are going to talk about a very concrete way to do it. So in this case, we are going to use SUMIF again, but there is a catch with the criteria. I'll show you. Now, if you talk about, the problem will lies in only one thing, which is not equal to Oregon. We need to talk about not equal to Oregon. Now, what is not equal to symbol? That would be a catch. Okay, I'll show you. First, we'll start with equal to, and then the name of the formula, which is SUMIF tab. Now range criteria sum range. Now criteria is basically not equal to Oregon. Now where is that not equal to Oregon? That is in the range of column C, which is offices, and sum range is column D. You agree? Now let me give it a range. Selecting this range, comma, criteria. Now you know about the criteria. We need everything except Oregon. So we need to type in not equal to Oregon. Now it's very simple, guys. If I say what is not equal to, maybe you are thinking that it would be an equal to /, that could be a not equal to symbol, but that doesn't exist in computer language, so that is not the solution. Now I'll tell you, I'll ask you one question, tell me the answer. I'll say less than 2. It means what? I want everything which is less than 2. If I say greater than 2, it means I need everything which is more than 2. Now if I say less than and greater than 2, it means I want everything which is less than 2. I want everything which is more than 2. But what I don't want is 2. So that is a not equal to symbol. In the same manner, we are going to say double quotes less than, greater than Oregon, double quotes, comma. Now sum range will be, we have already discussed, that is the amount 1. So we'll close down the bracket and we'll press enter. See this, 7102, which is basically, if you think about it, let me cross check the answer. How? If I do the sum of Oregon as well as except Oregon, this should be the total amount of all the values, isn't it? So 14787.45. So let me total it, 14787.45. So we are good to go. Now if you have a question, if you are trying to select a cell in place of Oregon, this will not work in this case. Reason being, we are using symbols. Now think about it, there is a clash of logics. If you think about using symbols and giving it a reference, it will not work. Reason being, if you use symbols, you have to put a double quotes because that's a text. But if you use a cell reference, you cannot use double quotes. So technically in this case, we have to write in Oregon. We cannot say double quotes less than, greater than, and any cell reference which is Oregon. This will not work, guys. Simply this will not work. Okay, so do not try this. Here let's move forward to the last question, total overdue amount for Oregon. Now this is interesting one, guys. Total overdue amount for Oregon, it means we need the sum of all the amounts which belongs to Oregon, as well as overdue, which is negative. It means in total we have two conditions now. Till now we were playing with only one criteria, but now we have two criteria. Always remember, whenever you have multiple criteria, you have to go with sum IFS, which is sum ifs. Now we are going to open the formula equals to sum ifs. I'll press tab. Now just have a look at it. Sum range. I told you guys, always look at the syntax. This is very much important. In case of sum if, the sum range was the last argument, but in case of sum IFS, sum range is the first argument. Have a look. Sum range comma criteria range 1 comma criteria 1. I'll press comma, then it will show you criteria range 2 comma criteria 2, and so on. Now very simple, sum range is basically the range from where you want the ultimate sum. So we need the total overdue amount. It means the sum of the amount. So sum range will be this one, comma criteria underscore range 1. So do not read it as criteria. That's a common mistake we do when we do it for the first time. But think about it. It is an underscore and it's complete one argument, which is criteria range 1. It's a range. Now we have two criteria in total as per the question. One is overdue and the other one is Oregon. So overdue and Oregon, it means negative and Oregon. So we have two criteria. So in this case, you can go with any one of the criteria that you want. So you can technically shuffle the criteria. Let's say if I go with Oregon first. So for that, what would be the range for Oregon? Now you may have already noticed the range for the Oregon will be offices 1, correct, offices, comma, now criteria here will be Oregon. So as we have already discussed, we can type in Oregon in double quotes, or we can select a cell that contains the word Oregon, because nothing, no symbol is associated with it in this question. So we'll press comma, and now you can see we are standing on criteria range 2, which is basically is an optional argument because these are in square brackets. Now second criteria is negative, but for negative we are talking about the criteria range, which is what would be the range for that negative number. So range for that will be this one. Yes, you are correct, comma criteria 2 will be the condition associated with this range, that is negative. So negative we can write like this, that we have already discussed, that will be double quotes less than 0 double quotes. Now here we are going to close down the bracket and we can press enter, and there we go, which is 5250. Technically Oregon, this one, because this is belongs to Oregon in negative, and let me press Control on my keyboard and try to find out this one, which is 250. So basically the answer is 5250. One last thing, let me tell you, if you talk about sum ifs, let me open the formula for you. You can actually use sum ifs in place of sum if. Reason being, it has only one criteria as mandatory. Apart from that, everything that you can see is optional. So you can technically use sum ifs in place of sum if you want. So I hope this exercise is clear to you. If you want to do the sum on the basis of one condition, always go with sum if. If you want to do sum on the basis of multiple conditions, always go with sum IFS. Now you know that I have already given a video exercise to you in which you are going to do an exercise on sum if and sum ifs. So all the best, and open the next video. Thank you.